Hi, and welcome to Open Mic here on JCTV. This is the program where we give some time to local musicians from our Jefferson College community as well as the overall Jefferson County community. And with me today is Tom Jackson from DeSoto. Thanks so much for being with us today.
I'm glad I could be here.
And I guess first of all, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? You're a piano player. How long have you been playing? How did you get into music? And just tell us a little bit more about you.
Oh, I've been playing since I was around 11 years old, I guess, but I'm self-taught. And I had one lesson. It came with the piano my mother bought. And I'm kind of a 20s musician. I like old music. And my mother asked me to play those songs as a beginner. And so through the years, I've been playing for, I don't know, 60-some years, I guess now.
And no paid lessons for you or lessons at all. Can you tell me, how did you teach yourself how to play the piano throughout the years?
Kidneys. I don't know how I did that. I guess it was just, it is a gift. I have a great ear, and I can hear. I think my biggest advantage is I can hear when I'm wrong, and I've always tried to correct the flaws in whatever I was playing. And so if the harmonics were not there, I tried to correct it. And so, but having a natural ear, and mostly if I like a song well, and if I can sing it or whistle it, I can play it. And some things that I hear that I love, they are technically too hard for me to play. And that's the bane of my life. I wish I could play classical music. I wish I had studied music. I advise all the young people in the county to advantage themselves of the Jefferson College and the musical department they have here. It's a terrific department, and what it took me a lifetime to learn, they can teach. They may have to take them through those same processes in a few years, a short time. And by the way, they'll have a degree when they get finished.
That's true. And Tom, you're going to play about 4 songs for us today. And the first one, it's a religious song. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we hear you play?
Well, unfortunately, my son was a student at Jefferson College, and he went on to dental school in Kansas City, and he became a doctor in dentistry. And he also was a musician. He sang very well, and he became the music director in our church, our home church. And whenever, I was really proud of him, but one Sunday morning he died very suddenly. And I was supposed to play for him, and he was supposed to sing. And after the funeral and the great tragedy in our life was somewhat in the past, I got his tapes out, and I was looking at the tape of the song that I'm going to play and sing this morning. And it's sort of in remembrance of him, because I loved him greatly, a great deal. And I admired him because he was such a marvelous person. He was the best guy I ever knew in my life, not because he was my son, but he just seemed to, I never met anyone who didn't like him. And when I got this tape out of this folder, I put it in and plugged it in and turned the tape on, and I loved it. He wasn't singing, it was an accompaniment tape. So I went into the piano, and almost immediately I could play it. And even for me, that was an accomplishment, because I didn't know the song. But I heard it once and did it. And even the words came to me, and I thought, I don't know, somehow it was him saying, "It's all right, Dad, go ahead and play it," But I have, in all my life, I guess that was the most traumatic thing in my life. We also lost our daughter, who was in this community, and she was a great achiever too. And by the way, she worked in the law office with our new governor, Jay Nixon, and she and her husband, Kurt Breeze, were in the same law office together. And it was to me, it was just kind of an interesting thing that the 2 great achievers that I've ever been around in my life, my son and my daughter, were taken so young in their lives. And I don't know why I'm still here, Matt.
Well, so needless to say, this first piece has some emotional significance to you, and the
That's right.
title of it again?
It's Holy Ground, yes.
Holy Ground. Okay, well, let's take a listen. Holy Ground here on Open Mic on JCTV.
As I walk through the door, I sense God's presence, and I knew this was a place where love abounds. For this is a temple of Jehovah God Almighty. We are standing in God's presence on holy ground. We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us praise Jesus now, for we are standing in God's presence on holy ground. In God's presence there is joy beyond measure. At His feet, peace of mind can still be found. If you have a need, I know He has the answer. Reach out and claim it, child. You're standing on holy ground. We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us praise the good Lord now, for we are standing in His presence. We are standing in His presence. We are standing in His presence on holy ground. We are standing in God's presence on holy ground.
And we're back here on Open Mic after hearing Tom Jackson here play the piece Holy Ground on the piano, as well as sing that piece, and that was a very great job.
Thank you.
And you do play at your church in DeSoto, correct? And you've played with other musicians throughout the years. So can you kind of tell me, we were talking earlier about some of the concerts you've played throughout the years. Can you just tell me a little bit about some of the experiences you've had here with playing with other musicians and groups?
Well, I don't play at church as much as I would like to. Mostly they can't stand it, I don't think. But no, I don't read very well, and so I'm not a good person to have, trying to accompany a choir or things like that. So I play a lot, mostly, I have for many years now, mostly for myself, just because I love music, I love playing, and I hope it shows when I play. I just enjoy it, and I don't know what I'm going to do next when I play. And sometimes I probably am not a very disciplined player, but I really do enjoy playing it. And when I started out, when I was very young, I played in a small combo with the music director in Crystal City, Alan Sherman, and Bill, I can't think of his name now. That's terrible. But he was, we had just a little, Bill McCaleb. We had an oompa band and a kind of a ragtime band, and we played that together. And it was mostly kids having a good time. But I thought I died and went to heaven when I got to play in that Dixieland band. So
sounds like a lot of fun.
And then after I grew older, I met my wife, who was a great piano player. I think that's the reason I married her, because I thought she could help me through the things I didn't know. But whenever I married, we were married, well, then she was playing in church all of the time. She's an organist and a piano player. And I would listen to her and emulate some of the things that she did, and I became involved in music. And I became a music director in our church, well, several at times in our church, but only on an interim basis. They couldn't ad-lib as well as I did, so that was why. But I really do enjoy playing at church, and it has been a real crutch for me in the grief that we have had in our families. I feel like telling other people that of the hope and the comfort that I got in that terrible time in my life is an important part of my life.
Well, I know the next piece we will hear from you is not a religious piece. We're kind of shifting gears, and can you tell us a little bit about what we will hear next?
Well, it's just kind of a silly song. It's nothing. I think it's Carolina in the Morning is the name of this song properly. But I like the blend of words and music. It's clever, and I think that I love it when there's a cute message to a song and a clever melody to go with it. And so I just picked it to demonstrate something that I like. I like 20s music, and it's anything that challenges me a little bit, I love to try to play it, and I hope I do this one well.
Well, great. Well, we will watch and listen as Tom here plays Carolina in the Morning.
Oh, nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Nothing could be sweeter than your sweetie when you meet her in the dawning. When the morning glories twine around your door, whispering pretty stories I'd like to hear once more. Strolling with your girlie when the dew is pearly early in the morning. Butterflies all flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawn. If I had Aladdin's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish. Here's what I'd say: nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Strolling with your girlie when the dew is pearly early in the morning. Butterflies will flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawn. If I had Aladdin's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say: nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
And we're back here on Open Mic with Tom Jackson from DeSoto, piano player, self-taught piano player, and another great job on that piece there, Tom. And I got to tell you, I think it is amazing that you can play and sing. You sound great while doing it, and you're self-taught. So I know you're very humble.
But I can't tie my own shoes, so that's
Well, most people can do that, but not as many can play the piano as well as you can. And we are going to hear another piece from Tom right now, and this one is called Ain't Misbehavin'. Can you tell us a little bit about the feel of this next one?
I don't know. I think it's just another one of the genre that I love. It's I think a 1926 song, and I really believe that that was my era. My mother always encouraged me to play all of the songs she knew. Well, she was a product of the Roaring 20s, and so as I was growing up, she would say, Tom, play this, or Tom, play that, and so those are the things that I learned young. And they've stuck with me. And now I'm an expert on old stuff.
Okay, well, let's take a listen to Ain't Misbehavin' from Tom Jackson.
No one to talk with, I'm all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. I ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. I know for certain, the one that I love, I'm through with flirting, it's just you that I'm thinking of. I ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner, in a corner, I don't go nowhere, what do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, I don't care to go. I'm home about it, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you.
And we're right back here on Open Mic with Tom Jackson from DeSoto, another great piece there. And the next one, switching gears a little bit to a more bluesy feel, and it's kind of 2-in-1. So can you tell us a little bit about what we will hear coming up?
Well, I was riding in our car. We were going on a trip to the lake, and my grandsons had brought along a CD of George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, and they asked me if I could play it. And I said, no, I think probably your grandmother can, but I don't think I can. Anyway, that was a challenge to myself, and I thought, well, if they like the Rhapsody in Blue, I'll see if I can play it. Well, obviously, I'm not that good of a player, but I really did like parts of the melody that I could play, and I can play more than I'm going to play this morning, but not very well, and certainly not for this opportunity. So I kind of put it together with a song that my father-in-law played when he was playing for silent movies. It's called I Get the Blues When It Rains. So I put a medley together, and with apologies to George Gershwin, that's what I'll do.
Okay, well, let's check it out. It's Open Mic on JCTV.
get the blues when it rains. Blues I can't lose when it rains. Each little raindrop on my window pane, oh, it always reminds me of the tears I shed in vain. I sit and wait for the sun to shine down on me once again. Well, it rained when I found you, and it rained when I lost you. That's why I get the blues when it rains. That's why I get the blues when it rains. Well, it rained when I found you, and it rained when I lost you. That's why I get the blues when it rains. My apologies to George Gershwin.
We're back here on Open Mic. We just heard Tom Jackson play Rhapsody in Blue and a combination with I Get the Blues When It Rains. And that latter piece was on a commercial, correct? I remember hearing that. It was on an airline commercial, I think. But
I know
you're
nothing.
outraged that I don't.
It's just it's an indication of how young and stupid you are.
I know. And that's not the first time I've heard that, believe it or not. But in all seriousness, it was great to have you here, Tom. We appreciate you coming in and showcasing your talents for us and for the Jefferson College community and
Matt,
the Jefferson County community.
Matt, it was a great opportunity. I really have enjoyed it, and you all have worked hard with an old man. I thought that probably now there's going to be a permanent record of me being around on a keyboard, and I'm sure that it'll keep the rats and the mice out of the basement at least. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate Jefferson College. They do so much, and they do a tremendous job in the community, and they're growing so much and so fast. And it is an opportunity for young people. I'm going to be an emissary for them as long as the Lord lets me stay in this community. And so, thank you for what you do for them and what they do for us.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And that will just about do it here for Open Mic on JCTV. And we are looking for more musicians, just like Tom here, to come in and showcase your talents, no matter what genre of music it is. You can send us an email, and we can get you in the studio and do an interview and shoot some performances just like we did with Tom. So shoot us an email here at jctv@jeffco.edu. And that will do it for Open Mic here on JCTV. We will catch you next time.